All right. Awesome. Well, I think I have been fairly open about the fact that I always dreamed about one day being on sports radio. Since the age of about 16 or 17, I've been no stranger to calling up the old Dennis and Callahan or Glenn Ordway's Big Show, or now currently the giant that is the Felger and Maz program. That passion for sports has definitely taken a backseat for my, passion about politics and evangelism. But I have to admit, I still dabble in sports from time to time. The aforementioned Felger and Maz program is basically the only show that I will still listen to these days. Once a week, they do this segment called Five Questions That Have Nothing to Do with Sports. It's a lighthearted bit that generally produces, a chuckle or two. There was one a few weeks ago that I found myself thinking about a lot, though, afterwards. Now, Greg Bedard was subbing in for Tony Maz, and his answer in the clip we're about to play really stood out to me. Now, the question that was posed was, it's been about 5 years since the start of the pandemic. What, if anything, do you guys miss about that time? And this is what the big boy had to say. Juice?
So I look back on it very fondly from this perspective, is that, at the time, our twins were in 8th grade. Okay. And, when you have twins, you're basically you're just holding on for dear life until now they're high school seniors. They're going to college. It's going a mile a minute. All these sports, it all came crashing to a halt. And for, what was it? 3, 4, 5, 6 months, we were just together. Everything stopped.
The family time was great.
Yes. That we got that time when they were that age, and they weren't 3rd or 4th grade, and that would have been tough to win, but that they were in 8th grade, they're about to go to high school, it stopped, and we just got to, as a family, just spend family time.
I loved going downstairs and having the 5th grader, 4th grade, whatever grade she was in class at the dining room table.
Right. Or we'd play cards together or watch movies and have meals. You just don't get that time anymore. And to get that time with the family, I really look back on it fondly.
All right. So the theme of his answer there can be summed up pretty easily. The man enjoyed spending time with his family. He thought it was nice to have dinner together every night. Greg Bedard thought it was fun to watch movies with his kids. Wow. Now, to say all that, needless to say, we don't need a global pandemic to realize that. You didn't need a fake wet market hoax to understand that you should cherish the opportunity to have dinner as a family every night. Now, what about Felga chiming in there? He talked about what a joy it was to see his daughter going to school right from his dining room table every morning. And again, I found myself at the time stunned listening to this. And I guess I still am, because if you don't know yet, guys, then maybe you need us to remind you, but you don't need a global pandemic to have those things back. If these guys enjoyed their family time that much, then they can just make the choice to continue to prioritize family time. They shouldn't need the world to shut down to force them to hang out with their families. And I get it. I realize I'm probably being a little harsh on these guys here, but there's nothing stopping Mike Felga from homeschooling his daughter. He's talked on air before about having a nanny at home, so I'm sure he has the means to hire someone to homeschool his kids if he wants. Bedard, on the other hand, seemed to really be talking about how busy his kid's schedule is with sports along with his own busy schedule. Again, I get it to an extent, but I also think we've morphed into a society that has major FOMO. We have so much available to us, coupled with the curse of opening our phone to see how much more the Johnson family down the street's doing, that we're afraid to say no to anything. Our world is a constant go, 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 go. And we literally needed the world to lock down and take away our options for us to choose to simplify and just be together. I listened to that segment and I felt sad because I'm probably guilty of acting the same way as these guys. Anytime I get the urge to swing by, like a Chick-fil-A on a Sunday, I get annoyed and, then I quickly switch to admiration. And I admire that company because they willingly choose to leave a boatload of money on the table in order to honor the Lord. I often talk about how I think Massachusetts should go back to the old blue laws when liquor stores were closed on Sundays. But why do I need the state to regulate my values for me? I guess I'd be doing the same thing I'm accusing these guys of doing. I can choose to avoid liquor stores and any other kind of store for that matter on the Lord's Day if I really want to. Ashley often talks about the whole choose your hard mindset. It's all about how everything we do in life is hard because life itself is hard. But we have a choice in which hard we choose. Marriage is hard. Divorce is hard. Choose your hard. Being in debt is hard. Being financially secure is also hard. Choose your hard. Spending time as a family is hard. Doing a million activities is hard. Choose your hard. And with that being said, I do believe it's time to welcome in our good friend, Mr. Ric Flair, because it is showtime, baby. Woo!
Showtime! Woo! 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 Woo!